Hey everyone, welcome back to Women's Weekly. We have just started the month of June, and that means new bounties available for the ladies to compete for. Welcome to the first week in Women's Weekly for the month of June. All right, so we have got 3 teams competing this time. We have Sapphire, Pulse, and a pickup team called On the Spot, and we are going to get right into watching the semifinals between On the Spot and Pulse. Game 1 in this best of 3 semifinals between On the Spot and Pulse. It looks like we have Pulse scoring the first goal as we hop into this one. We missed the goal itself, but we can see that play has continued on anyways. And we have on the Spot team, we have Karamel, Fitz, who also goes by Shannon or C3PO. People change their names all the time, so I start to have a hard time keeping track of them. And then the last person on the other side is Aiva, I do believe. Again, people always change their names. I can never keep track of them. But on the other side of the pitch, we have very familiar faces in our previous reigning champions, 3-time champions, in fact, of the month of May. And that is Pulse on the other side, consisting of Maggie, Glbbous, and Nessa. So we are going to see how they fare in this matchup. They seem to be rolling Women's Weekly consistently when they have played the other times, and they're at this point long-term rival of Sapphire is waiting in the finals for the winner of this match. So we are going to have to see what results of it and who is going to come out of it alive. But so far, it looks like Pulse have maintained a good deal of pressure on the blue half. Hold on a second. I am going to actually get rid of those notifications as per always, because I seem to forget to do that before we start. My bad. But a 2-0 lead is going to be pretty comfortable for Pulse as we move into the final 3 minutes of this first game. But it looks like On the Spot are pretty good at handling the pressure as they have kept the score this low so far. Maggie's going to drop a pass down to Glbbous. Karamel gets up for the save, and it goes out to Fitz on the left side. Now we have Nessa. Soft pop into the middle. Glbbous is going to try to put a shot on net, but it is going to be blocked by the defender, and we move back out to midfield play. Now Karamel diving at that ball. She gets it past one, gets another pop over the top, going for a double. She almost gets that tight angle, but it does go back out to the center of the field as we see Pulse maintain possession one more time. Now Maggie chipping it up high to get it past the last defender and is gonna double tap it down low for the third goal. This was a very high IQ play from her, forcing Aiva up for the save so that she had to miss the ball, and that is going to be a third goal. Now, we have seen a lot of high IQ plays from Pulse. They like to go for outplays and physical pressure more than anything else, and we're going to see if this On the Spot squad can handle it. So far, it looks like they've had a couple attempts on net, but nothing has come of it so far as Fitz passes it down to the middle. Now that's a free shot for Aiva. She puts it high off the crossbar, but Karamel is going to get in there quickly for the follow-up and put in their first. This leaves an opening for On the Spot to come back in this first game and maybe put a little bit of worry in the Pulse Clan side of things to see how they're going to defend their 2-goal lead. Now we have a demo off the kickoff. Karamel's going to beat the defender and get stopped by Glbbous as the ball goes out to the corner. Now Maggie carrying it all the way down to the blue side. She's going to steal the boost away and leave her teammate to challenge the ball as Karamel now brings it out. Now she gets it past one. Demos Glbbous on her way, and Maggie's going to chip it past her to get it out of there. Karamel stalls the ball on the goal line, but it is saved away by Nessa as she brings it all the way down the other end. She misses her pass to the middle, but does get through the net to make a physical play on the defender. And now we have a 2-on-2 going down the field. That's going to be chipped high over Nessa. Now Aiva with a wide shot. Fitz is going to make the 50-50, and it goes back out for Maggie to clear it up to Glbbous. That is a weak shot on net from the pinch off the ceiling. Nessa is going to have to dive to keep this on the blue half, keep it in play, and maintain the offensive pressure. Now we have Maggie up early. She goes for a bottom corner shot, and she does connect. The last defender, whether they had less boost or less momentum, was not able to return in time, and that is going to be a 4th goal for Pulse Clan. Pulse reiterating the dominance that they have shown in previous weeks. This squad is just very clean when they get together. They seem to have a good deal of chemistry, and you know, their individual skill levels aren't too shabby either. But on the other side, Karamel tries to get a reset and is stopped on the goal line. That is a long clear out by the defender. Aiva's gonna have to rush back. Karamel actually took the bait too and jumped for it, and now we have a little bit of confusion on the blue end, but that is gonna be a breakaway shot and leading to the second for on the spot as Fitz puts in another one. On the spot, it's looking like they can get closer and closer to a victory, but will Pulse pull away again with another goal? So far, we have midfield pressure from both teams. Karamel's going to intercept that from Maggie and try to get a second touch. Now Fitz bringing it across the net, going all the way to the side wall, trying to get a second touch, but misses it. That leaves Aiva to clear it out to the side. Now we have Karamel pushing it all the way downfield. That goes down in front of the net. Glbbous is going to stop it, and now another pass out into the center. Aiva's caught out as the last defender. She's going to have to stall for time in this back corner, of which she does not have. This team needs 2 goals in the final seconds to be able to contend for this first game, and it looks like it is going to go out of their reach as we count down to the final second, waiting for the ball to touch the ground on 0 and confirm a Pulse victory for game number 1. Now we have the players observing rule 0, keep it up on 0 seconds, but finally the ball is going to touch the ground, and we see Pulse Clan taking the win. Game number 2, on the spot, have fallen behind in the best of 3. They're going to have to take a win in this second game to be able to contest to move on into the finals versus Sapphire. Pulse remaining victorious and furthering their pressure on the blue half as we start into the first 10 seconds of the second match. And we have Karamel pass out to the middle. It's stopped by Nessa, and Maggie and Nessa pushing down the right side of the field, trying to get a shot opportunity out of this push. It is going to be stopped away by Fitz. Nessa putting it immediately back in. Glbbous did not quite have enough boost to make the shot happen, and that is going to go out to Aiva to make a play. And we have Karamel up early. She doesn't have a lot of boost to reach us again, but she is going to defeat one more defender, and Nessa has to come out of the net to defend. Now Fitz up early, misses any sort of touch on it, and that is going to be a stray ball going out into the midfield. Karamel passing it to the left. Aiva's going to receive it and make a pass off of the corner. Karamel going for the tight angle shot, but she misses her touch, and that is going to lead to Maggie bringing it all the way out to the middle. Now Nessa pushing it through the blue corner. There's a demo on the receiver of the pass though, so we have another breakaway in on the spot's favor as it moves into the orange corner. Fitz gets a past Maggie, going for a second touch. Nessa able to block it, and now we see a stall in the orange corner. Now Glbbous is going to get a long clear out to the side. Karamel intercepts that but does not get a second touch, and that leaves Aiva to defend in the net, but she does not quite get back in time. Looks like a lack of boost on her end, and that is just going to be a goal for Nessa, making it a 1-0 in the second game. Even kickoff. Maggie's going to try to maintain possession off of this, going for a 50 in the middle. Karamel makes the challenge and is going to follow it up in the corner. Let's pass out into the middle, but Glbbous was more than ready for it, and now we see a pinch on target. Maggie is not able to get back and save it, and that is going to be Mittens or Aiva with the first goal for on the spot. That was a great pinch off of the 50, and Maggie moved forward in anticipation of the play upfield, and the third woman was not back to make the save. Now we have Fitz. Fast air dribble off the back wall. Maggie is going to successfully defend that, even get a second touch, and that goes all the way into the midfield once again. It's going to be a shot off target. Karamel stalling and bringing it back into the corner. Glbbous not able to challenge it in out to the middle. Now you have Aiva up for the save. She's going to get a high shot wide. Karamel rotates back in, cuts her teammate off to make that play and stop it. Now we see a demo on the sidewall. Aiva missing her touch out to Karamel, and that is going to be intercepted by Maggie. Play stalled on the blue half. Karamel standing strong, making these defensive touches on the back wall. Well, she's doing a lot of work for her team. Glbbous is now demoed the last player, and a mistouch from Karamel is going to mean that that goes in for the second on Pulse Clan's end. Just an unfortunate touch there. The defender was deleted by Glbbous, and that left the opening for it to slot in off of Karamel's card. Now we have a wide shot from Aiva. Fitz is going to cut that off on a rotation back, try to keep this in the orange half, but it is going to go all the way down to a save from Karamel. Now we have Aiva, 0 boost in the back line. She's going to need her teammates to do some work up here. Karamel does. She gets a pass 1. Going for a slow pass out into the middle, but the receiver was deleted. Pulse making great use of their physical style of play to be able to stop that and actually even convert into a counterattack down the other end. Aiva making a soft touch. Karamel passing it back out into the middle off of Nessa's touch. Unfortunate 50 there, and that means that it is free for Glbbous to put in the third. Looks like this on the spot squad just not quite getting their footing under them. They're this close to it, but they just cannot manage to make it happen. Nessa narrowly missing that double tap off of the side wall, and that is going to mean that Karamel moves down the other end. Now we see a bump out, leaving Maggie open to move it down the side wall. Nessa with low boost is going to try to get it into the center. It's a slow roller though, and that means that Glbbous has to come in support. Aiva making the easy save out to the side. Fitz able to bring it up into the air over 1, going for the nets, and Maggie is back in time for the save. Now Glbbous pop off the side wall. That's going to mean Maggie and Karamel left in the back. Karamel successfully defends that attack, and it moves back into the orange half for an attempt on net. Nessa is going to handle this slowly out of her back corner across the net. Glbbous with a pass out into the middle. Aiva was not expecting it, and Pulse come away safe for this exchange. Karamel, early turn. She doesn't have much boost, so she can't get some momentum on the ball. Aiva being beat out by Nessa, and that goes once again into the blue half. Now we have Glbbous up early. High pop into the center. Aiva is going to clear it out to Karamel. We have Fitz running ahead, trying to demo, and Maggie standing strong in the face of danger to defend that shot. Glbbous trying to pop it past 1. Fitz gets the 50, and that is going to be a diving save from Aiva and Karamel. Nessa passing it back out to the middle. Glbbous pops it high. Maggie up early for it, and with a nice top corner shot. That was a full team play from Pulse Clan on this blue half. Just a pass from Nessa out to Glbbous with a nice pop out into the middle. Leaves Maggie easily open with the top corner shot. Pulse Clan are up 4-1 with just 13 seconds remaining. It's looking like On the Spot are going to fall to this squad, and Pulse are going to move into the finals for yet another rematch against Sapphire. Now we have the final seconds of the game playing out as a formality. There's going to even be a final goal on the Pulse Clan end, 5-1. And that is going to do it for this On the Spot squad. We thank them for joining us. Huge shout out to Fitz, Aiva, and Karamel. But we are going to move on to the finals with Pulse versus Sapphire. All right, game number 1 of our finals. We actually had to move this into a private match because the tournament system glitched out, probably due to the game just getting a new season today. So a few of the updates have caused some bugs in the game, but we have now moved into our best of 5 final between Sapphire and Pulse, and we are going to see if Sapphire can redeem themselves and take a win this time against the Pulse squad. It seems like the matchup seems to be slightly in Pulse Clan's favor, as their record is 3-1, I do believe, against Sapphire, specifically in Women's Weekly. So we have a little bit to prove today as Sapphire move into this match. Ashleigh with a good top right air dribble shot attempt, but it is saved away by the Pulse ladies. Now Maggie's going to move it out. Glbbous following up on the touch, and Jade is going to pop it past her. Now we have a demo on the back line from Ashleigh that leaves a little bit of space opened up, but it is going to be saved away from Maggie. Now we move down the other end. Ashleigh Gonna touch out into the middle. I think... Okay, I was gonna say, I think my chat is glitched in the top left, but I finally got it to go away. And at the same time, we see Jade making the first goal for Sapphire. Glbbous just not turning around quickly enough, and that left an opening for the blue squad to sink one in. That is going to be advantage Sapphire, which I do believe also hardly ever happens. Pulse usually scores first, and we are going to see if Sapphire can maintain this lead and possibly even extend it, or if Pulse will fight back. Now we have a high pop into the blue corner. It's going to pass out to the middle, but Glbbous was a little bit far back on rotation, and that leaves it open for ashleigh to make a touch down the line. And we leave Jules last on it. She's going to put a shot wide. Maggie saving away anyways, and that leaves Nessa to clear it out all the way down into the blue half. Jade's going to wait patiently and clear it out to the side. Jules missing her follow-up. Actually, Jade missing the follow-up too, and ashleigh, in her attempts to save it, puts Glbbous' shot in the net. That wasn't necessarily supposed to be a shot off the rip, I do not believe, and that is just unfortunate for the Sapphire squad. We had 2 whiffs in a row, and that made it hard for ashleigh to get back in time for the save. Now we have Nessa intercepting a long clear. Glbbous is going to make an attempt on net and follow it up with a second one. Now we have a double save. Jules cannot get back, and Maggie is going to put in a second. Glbbous just maintaining pressure off of that save. ashleigh was not able to get a strong enough clear, and that was going to go right back out into the center for Maggie to make a play on it. Now, Pulse again almost calling out Sapphire on that back line. Sapphire have got to be careful. They've got to shore up their defenders. And really, honestly, we see a great answer from ashleigh as Jade passes out to the middle. ashleigh popping it off of the back wall and gets the tight angle double tap to even up the score. That is going to be a great response from Sapphire, and cut mine out to short, as you know, they shut me up pretty good with that one. ashleigh getting 50 out into the corner. She's going to try to get a shot on it, but Nessa was up early, shepherding it safely out to the corner. That's just going to get it past one, but Jules is going to stop it in the midfield. Glbbous missing her touch in defense, and that is going to mean that Nessa pops it out to the side. Now we have Jade up to the ceiling, off of the back wall. ashleigh has to go up high for this. She's going to get it past Nessa and even get another tight angle double tap. ashleigh is on fire right now as she gets up, gets the slight touch, the 50-50 off the back wall, and basically pancakes it into the net for the third from Sapphire. That was a very good play, and it looks like ashleigh is really fighting for her team to come away with this first game advantage. Pass off of a kickoff is going to be saved away by Pulse as we move into the blue half. ashleigh doing more work for her team, getting the stop, and it is going to be Jules to try to clear it out. ashleigh beats Glbbous in the midfield punch. Now ashleigh following it up in the corner, getting it out into the middle, but Nessa is there to save it away. Maggie with follow-up gets stopped right away by Jade, and Jules is waiting back on the rotation. Now we have her up early, getting a pass off the back wall. ashleigh was a little bit too close to make anything of that, and now we see Jade running through the net, trying to get a bump on the play, and nothing comes of it so far. Jules up early, her touch lacked power, and that means that it is going to be saved away yet again from Pulse Clan. They're standing strong in defense, managing even though they have low boost, and coming out victorious. Now it's not enough for them just to defend the shot, and Jade is going to work with Jules to put the lead even further out of their reach, as Jules getting a fast pass off of the sidewall. Jade already upfield, maybe looking for the physical plays, is there to cherry pick and put in a fourth. Pulse Clan down in this first game by 2 goals. ashleigh is up early. She tries to boost to get the block on that with the second touch, but it is going to go all the way down to Jules in defense on the blue half. Now Glbbous turning early on that. ashleigh catches her out and forces a pinch out of Nessa in the back corner. Now ashleigh is going to try to get a defensive back pass to Jules, but it is beaten by Maggie, And now we see Pulse with the opportunity on net. ashleigh standing firmly in the way, and that was a miscommunication on the other half because it looks like Jade might have stolen the shot away from Jules, and we move back into play on the blue half. ashleigh getting a glancing 50-50. She's going to try to follow this out, but Maggie passes it back to Nessa, who gets a nice pop over the challenging defender. Now Maggie getting a redirect into the corner. Glbbous is going to clear this long down the field, but all Sapphire have to do here is waste some time, and they have secured their game 1 victory in these best of 5 finals. We are going to see that as the ball drops to the ground and Sapphire emerge victorious. Game number 2, Sapphire with a series lead by 1 game. Pulse Clan are going to have to fight back in this second game to see if they can't make the series score even moving into the third. Now it's going to be a tough slog, but we have seen that Sapphire are fallible as they made a couple mistakes that led to crucial goals for Pulse Clan in the last game. So far though, Sapphire are going to hold them back on defense, and this is going to be a miscommunication from the Sapphire end as 2 players went for the same ball trying to get a pass out into the middle. But Jules is going to hold on the pressure convincingly as she tries to make a pass out of the corner. Jade up early is blocked away by the defender. Maggie making a diving save, and that is going to be Jade cutting off Nessa's touch. Now you have ashleigh baiting out the defender. Maggie stands strong in net, and now we have Glbbous trying to make a challenge, but she is bumped out of the play by ashleigh, and we see it move down the other end. Sapphire are going to continue to hold this Pulse Clan squad in their half. That has a slight touch from Jade as she makes the attempt on net, but Nessa is going to be able to clear all the way down the field into the blue half, and now we see Sapphire on defense. Maggie getting a pass out into the middle to no receiver, and that forces Nessa to put a pass out in the middle. Slow shot on target from Sapphire's squad, and off of the defensive touch, Jules is going to put in the first for the blue team. Maggie just not getting a clear close enough to her corner, and that left a slight opening, no matter how small, in the bottom right corner for Jules to take the first goal in this match. Sapphire with another advantage in this series. Now, following this same exact situation in the last match, we saw critical defensive misplays leading to Sapphire conceding 2 goals. Are they going to do this again, or will they manage to maintain their lead this time? Jade is going to put a fast shot on net. Glbbous gets the last minute epic save, and now ashleigh with a shot out wide. Nessa's going to try to get up there to defend it, but that is going to go wide, and Jules capitalizing again off of the mistouch from the defense. Glbbous missing her read off the back wall from Jade's pass, and that is going to be a second for Sapphire. They have broken the curse and taken a second goal instead of conceding in this second game, and that is going to leave Sapphire with a huge advantage. They might be able to turn the tide here. You know, it seems consistent that the one thing that makes the difference between these 2 squads in their previous matchups is that Pulse Clan are just slightly more consistent. They don't make defensive misplays as often. They have a lot more rotational closeness, meaning that they can work off of each other's passes better, and that leads to a victory the majority of the time. But half Sapphire, you know, cleaned their play up and made themselves a formidable opponent against this Pulse Clan squad. It's looking like that's the case so far in this second game. We have Jules with a quick pass out into the middle, and Jade just putting enough power on that shot to sink a third. Pulse Clan, it's looking like they don't have any answer for this. They're going to try for the close cheat kickoff, and that is going to lead to a possession play off the rip. Nessa trying to make a second touch. Glbbous pops it high, and Maggie has to get all the way around that ball to try to even get a shot attempt on net, but it is easily saved away by Sapphire. Now we have Jules, a long clear out in the middle. Maggie's going to deflect it to the corner to her teammate, but Glbbous misses the read, and we see it fall to Sapphire possession once again. Jules is going to cut this past one. Jade getting a demo on the rotating player, and that's going to leave the opportunity open for ashleigh to sink a fourth. looks like Glbbous is just missing her reads right now, and she passes it out into the middle, trying to buy time for her teammate to get back for that touch, but Maggie could not cover the ground fast enough, and they concede once again. Jade getting a demo off the rip, Jules getting the 50 on the second Pulse Clan member, and now we see yet another possession play going in favor of Sapphire. Nessa is going to try to move this ball down the other half. Maggie getting a nice pass out into the middle, but Glbbous was beat away by Jade on the touch. Now we have ashleigh making a push down into the orange corner. Jade is going to follow it up for her, but a long clear from Glbbous is going to stop that offensive push for now. Now we have an attempt on net. ashleigh getting the glancing blow that moves it past the goal line, and Pulse are forced to try to get their ducks in a row once again to make a play on net. We have just over a minute remaining, and Pulse are in it with the chance with their first goal in game number 2. Jade just pinching it out to the middle off of Glbbous, and Nessa placing that perfectly. I don't think there was any other part of the net that Nessa could have targeted that would have gotten through without contesting from the Sapphire ends, and that is going to lead to the start of a possible comeback from these Pulse Clan ladies. Now they're going to have a lot of work to do. 3 goals in 1 minute is actually quite a lot in 3v3, but they are going to make the best of it and give it their all. Now, one thing I am going to say is they're going to have to really play as a team here, make sure that they don't double up on their challenges, and get clean touches with whatever play they make on the ball. So far, it's looking like they're doing good, but Sapphire just standing strong enough in the way. We're down to 30 seconds remaining. Sapphire don't have to do much to survive here. ashleigh even playing a couple seconds off the clock, taking that into a dribble. Nessa is forced up early, and she does get the save on Jules' shot. Now Jade, all the way back, she's going to carry it into her corner. She's wasting time. She's baiting the players in for 50-50, and that is going to all but close it out for Sapphire. Up with a 2-game advantage in this best-of-5 series, Pulse Clan are going to have to make a reverse sweep to turn the tides. Game number 3, Sapphire have a 2-game advantage in this best-of-5 series, and that is going to force Pulse Clan to take 3 games in a row, a reverse sweep, as we call it, to be able to come away with the victory for week number 1 in Women's Weekly for the month of June. Now, the team that does secure the win will have a huge advantage, as we have returned this month with the same bounties from prior play of 2 tournament wins, securing a player $50 prize. Now, so far, this would be a huge advantage for the winning team, as they open up a whole slew of opportunities in the remainder of the month to get that second win. All it takes is 1 more, and we saw Pulse making good use of that last month in the month of May. So far, Pulse keeping it even. Jade is going to be able to make that easy save off the side, but Maggie intercepts the clear out to make a pass down the middle. Now ashleigh getting it past 1, tries to get it past a second, but Glbbous' challenge is clean, and that is carried safely out of the corner by Jules. Nessa makes a stop. Jules gets the slight touch down to her teammate Jade to make the pass cleaner, and now we see Glbbous on the defensive end. She's going to clear it past 1. She doesn't have much boost to work with here, so she's going to try to take a 50 in the corner. Jade able to stop it, and now we have a move out into the orange half. Jade cutting off that attempt on net. She's going to get bumped out into the midfield. Jules able to make a defensive clear all the way down to the orange corner, and Nessa is going to take possession of that. Now we have a demo on the rotation. Jade is cleared from the field for the standard 3 seconds as we move back into the blue half. Nessa trying to get a tight angle double tap off the back wall. Maggie's going to make the 50-50, and ashleigh, missing her touch, leaves it open for Maggie to continue the cleanup and put in goal number 1 in game number 3 for Pulse Clan. That's going to be very smart play from Maggie there to remain in the box to be able to make a touch on that. You know, you don't want to count on the other team missing, but it's always nice to leave your options open just in case that happens. And, you know, so far it's been Pulse that have made a few misses in defense, but Sapphire are not infallible. They have also had to clean up their play. So we have a good read of the players here as we move back into midfield pressure. Jules is going to try to get a pass out to the middle. Ashleigh with a little bit of impatience, doubling up on her. And now we see this remain in the orange corner. It's going to get a 50-50 out of it. Jade putting a shot attempt on net, and she's even going to pass it back out into the middle. There is no Sapphire offender to challenge it though, and that's going to leave Maggie with the dribble all the way down to the other end and gets it into a top right corner shot off of the defender's touch. It's just perfect placement from Maggie. She used all of the space that she was awarded, and Sapphire are going to have to challenge that kind of play much, much earlier if they want to stop Pulse coming back in this third game. Sapphire, it should be known that in the last month, they did have an opportunity to sweep Pulse Clan. They were in this exact position before, and Pulse Clan were able to claw back a victory all the way from 2-0 down and take the series with the reverse sweep. So they are more than capable of coming back in, you know, getting the door open in this series to be able to take the overall victory. And it looks like they are making a good run of it now as Glbbous puts in the third. Maggie with a nice pass off the back wall. Ashleigh missing her read. Jules also not reading the pace of that return volley on net, and that is going to be an opening that Pulse Clan are more than happy to take advantage of. Sapphire answer back with a goal of their own, and now they are in it with a chance to close out game number 3. Glbbous just making a slight touch, trying to get it past one defender, and that is going to leave it open for Jade to dive in quickly and make the top shelf shot into the net. Now we have Ashleigh off the side wall, challenged by Nessa. Pulse Clan stuck back in defense yet again, and another goal from Ashleigh as it goes in off of the defender. Once again, Glbbous missing her touch. Maggie and Nessa both not knowing who would go, and Ashleigh gets the dunk on Maggie to put in the second. Even kickoff gonna go the way of Sapphire. Jade missing her first read, and that means she's gonna have to back off of it, leaving it to Jules to push towards the orange net. Now we have a beat from Ashleigh. It's not gonna go towards the front of the net, but it does remain in the orange half for Sapphire to make a play on it. Boost steal from Jules. Glbbous is going to clear it out. Nessa making one more over the top, and that is actually going to go in as we see Jade backflip on the goal line. Sapphire, their momentum stalled a little bit as Nessa is able to put in that fourth goal. It's just an unfortunate situation. Feels backflip, man. But we are going to move on and see if Sapphire can't resume the momentum, come back in this game number 3, and close out the series with the sweep. Pulse, all they have to do is hold on long enough. And it's looking like they're even going to try to extend their lead with the 5th goal, again from Nessa. She's being very accurate with these half or midfield volleys, and that is going to be a 3-goal advantage for Pulse Clan. Maggie, she gets the beat on the last defender. Jules has to wait in the back corner. She gets it past one. The ball pops out though, and it makes it awkward for her to handle. Glbbous is going to take that opportunity to push her back into the blue half. Now we have a long clear out into the middle. Ashleigh getting the beat on it. Glbbous misses her touch, and that leaves open for Jules to put all the way on the right side. Great knowledge on the placement of that shot. She waited to see if Glbbous was going to make that touch and follow into in the corner, but off of the miss, she has an opportunity to give her team a shadow of a chance. They've got to make a goal right here off of the kickoff. It's looking like it's not going to happen, but Sapphire coming back in this third game despite going down early and making a valiant attempt to reverse the tide. All right, for game number 4, we are gonna see the new map. Maggie starting off right away saying this map is awful. I haven't seen it yet, so it's looking kind of bright, a little bit like Sovereign Height, but yeah, we are gonna see how this new map is looking. It is pretty much Sovereign Heights, but in a more, how do I say, I don't know if Spanish is necessarily the right word. Hispanic maybe is a more blanket term that might be appropriate, but it's got a very festive atmosphere, I think is what Psyonix were going for with this new season theme, and it is gonna be, you know, something to play on. Both of the teams said they wanted to see this new map, so we are going to see what it looks like in play for this game number 4. So far, it's going to be pretty even. It's looking like Sapphire have converted the pressure on them, and that's going to be a slow roller into the net. Jade taking the first goal in game number 4. Yeah, look, everybody saying what I personally think as well. It seems a lot brighter than it should be. I mean, better than the dark mess that Fire and Ice one was. I can't remember which map variation that's of, but you guys know what I'm talking about with the dragons up in the sky. Anyways, we are going to continue on. It looks like Sapphire keeping pressure, and Pulse are going to come away alive in the second one. Jules chased off of the ball, and Maggie able to put in a nice and easy pop. Nessa going ahead to chase the final defender, and that delayed Jules just enough that Maggie was able to sink the top shelf shot. Now the players, I appreciate them being good sports, wanting to try out this new map. It looks like Glbbous is going to put in another goal for her team off of the midfield shot. That's very clean. Accuracy is on point for the Pulse clan right now, as both her and Nessa seem to be able to put in those long-range attempts. Now Maggie, she's going to pass it down into the middle. Nessa's going to try to get an attempt, but that is high above the goal. Jade moving it down the other end. Glbbous successfully defends the shot and makes a pass down into the center. ashleigh is demoed off of her defensive stop, and that is going to be a pop out into the middle. Jules makes a long clear down the other end. Glbbous racing back to make the touch. Maggie is going to have to pop it high above her net, and this returns to a slow passing play from Jules out of the corner. Jade popping it off the sidewall. ashleigh's going to follow it up. She's going to have to pass it back out into the middle. Gets a soft touch, and Maggie is able to safely got it to the side of the field. Well, Jules is going to put a high shot, and that actually gets over the defender, meaning we are at 2-all. Glbbous missing her read on the wall bounce, and that is just Nessa up a little bit too early. Her momentum was not moved forward enough when she did her takeoff, and that means she misses the stop on her goal line. Now we have Glbbous save into the corner. ashleigh's going to quickly pass it back out into the center. Jade trying to go for the top corner shot, and it is going to be off of the sidewall. Now Maggie making a... Oh my goodness, that's just unfortunate. Looks like ashleigh didn't know which way she wanted to rotate around Jules, her final defender, and is going to miss the opportunity to block that shot. Pulse clan up 3-2. Pulse are going to take that opportunity off the kickoff. Jules is going to stall it on her goal line, bring it safely out into the corner. That's a fast pass back into the middle off of the 50-50, and it is going to go back into the blue corner. Now Maggie with quick outplay leaves it open, wide open for Glbbous to put in their fourth. Just playing it fastly out of the corner, getting a second touch there past the last defender, and that is going to mean that Glbbous has an easy walk into the net. ashleigh pinches it past one. Maggie's there to quickly follow up though. Jade missing her touch. Jules is going to have to dive in and save her team from conceding another. That's going to be Jules with a delayed shot to the top shelf, but it is saved away. Jade, pass out to the middle. Nessa's up early to avoid the bump, and she's going to get it out to Maggie. She's a little awkward in the back corner. It bounced off of the wall a little bit, so that means that she could not get a clean play out into the blue half. But we see Pulse manage their way out there anyways. And now Sapphire on defense once again. 2-4 in this game number 4. I try not to be biased, but it would be such a shame if Sapphire fell to another reverse sweep. We're going to have to see here, but it's looking like the Pulse ladies are going to make it happen. Jade missing her read. Jules waits for the touch to bring a pass, and that is going to be passed out to the middle from Pulse. Glbbous getting a pass too. ashleigh, savior for her team, makes the diving save, and now it is 3-on-1. They've got to convert quickly. ashleigh putting one over top of the net. That's a double demo in the back line, meaning we are in briefly a 2v2 as Pulse are able to clear it out. Now Glbbous up early. She makes an early touch on the ball. That's going to leave it to Maggie to try to make a shot attempt. Now we have Maggie with the pass back to her teammate. Jade with another pass back to ashleigh. It goes over the net, and all Pulse players miss the ball. What happens? Nessa up early. The ball was too fast for her. Glbbous diving down across the net, also missed the ball, and Maggie too far out in front of it by the time ashleigh made the shot on net. Now Sapphire have a chance. They have to get an equalizer and then a lead in goal to close out the series and take the win, the first win for the month of June. Can they do it? Pulse have been able to lock down their defenses when they really needed to, but that last play made it a little bit more questionable of whether they would be successful. Sapphire are going to have to really show their offensive chops if they want to have a chance. We have the final 10 seconds. Sapphire have to make a move now. It's looking like they're getting ready for a 3-woman push. Jade past one. It's going to go all the way out to the wall, and the ball is going to drop. Pulse Clan have forced a 5th game, and we are moving to Champions Field. Game number 5. Sapphire trying to fend off the reverse sweep, and Pulse Clan trying to make their dreams a reality as they come back in these finals for week number 1 of the month of June, Women's Weekly. Sapphire have possession right off the rip, but that long clear is going to force them back in their defensive positions as Jade tries to clear it out. Now Pulse getting a little bit mixed up on the rotation. Jade is going to pop that high over the net, but the Sapphire player did not want to dive in, and we are going to see it move back down into the blue half. Now both players up early, trying to get a pass out into the middle. ashleigh trying to play it safe, stall for time, let her teammates get back. That's almost going to be a shot on net, but Nessa, Maggie, and Glbbous able to work together to fend that away. Now we have a high pop from Nessa. She's going for the tight double tap. Maggie putting a shot low. Jules is waiting in net to safely shepherd it away. Now we have a play down the other end. Jules is going to get the 50-50. ashleigh taking possession of it into the orange corner. Maggie's waiting to receive the ball. Now we have a pop down into the middle. Nessa up early. Glbbous making the goal line save. Epic from her. Great reaction time on the defensive play. And it's going to be Maggie and Glbbous moving out into the other half. Now we have a quick interception from Nessa. ashleigh is going to make her play on it and move it back into the orange half. Maggie safely popping it into the other corner from the back wall. Now Nessa trying to get a pass out of defense. Her teammates were not ready for it. Jade popping it over one. Glbbous is able to make yet another stop. She's showing her defensive chops in this game number 5. Doing a lot of work for her team so far. We are still at 0-0 in game number 5, and the pressure has mostly been in favor of Sapphire with a few glimpses from Pulse, but ashleigh is going to take Sapphire to the lead in game number 5, looking to close it out and halt the reverse sweep in its tracks. Pulse Clan, Sapphire, they've gone head-to-head many times now. If Sapphire take this, it would be a move in the right direction for them to try to bring their overall head-to-head into a more positive light in favor of them, but Pulse Clan are going to do their darndest to stop that. so far, a 1-goal lead is absolutely zero cushion in Rocket League. That could change at any time. Ashleigh's going to try to make it 2, but the shot out of the corner was just slightly off target, and Jules is going to have to clean up the play. Now she tries to get a pass out from the corner. Ashleigh's going to make a play on it. Nessa moving it down the field, and Jade is up early for the stop. Now we have Glbbous, fast pass into the middle. Maggie just has to put it on target, and Jules is in the way to make the save, moving down the other half. ashleigh almost getting 50-50 on that. We see Jules delayed, so now this is going to be a Pulse advantage. The misflip from Nessa is going to throw Sapphire off, but ashleigh is able to stop it on the goal line and keep themselves at 1-0. We have just under 2 minutes remaining. Pulse Clan, they have all the way up until 0 seconds and the ball touching the ground to equalize, but you do not want to put yourself in that position. It is nerve-wracking. We want to see an equalizer much before then, and we're going to see if Pulse Clan can pull it off. Nessa, she's going to slowly stop it in the corner, followed up with a nice hit down into the middle. Jules is able to intercept the play, and it moves back down to the orange end. ashleigh trying to chip shot it past one. Jade missing her read in the middle. Maggie's upfield for the touch, and that is all it takes for Pulse Clan to equalize with just over 1 minute remaining. Glbbous turning back, cutting rotation on her way back to the net, and Maggie lurking upfield. That's all that Pulse Clan need. You see them make these plays many times, and so far it is going to work for them. Nessa is going to try to get a pass off the side wall. ashleigh intercepts. Jade able to make the 50-50. And now we move into the orange corner. Nessa's going to pop it high, go for a second touch. She gets a little tiny bit of the ball, but Jules comes away the majority advantage. Now I have Jules. She's making a play on net. She's going to stay up, but she doesn't have any boost to work with. That's going to be ashleigh rotating in on the play. Maggie getting a long clear. Jules is up defensively. Glbbous is going to wait, pop that out to Nessa, and now that is an opportunity. Glbbous has to get back in time, make the read, and she does. Maggie even getting the follow-up. Now that's a breakaway against Sapphire, and it does roll in. ashleigh not anticipating the follow-up touch from Maggie in defense, just a little bit too close, and she backflips. It's going to roll all the way to the net. In the final 26 seconds, Pulse have managed to scrape out an advantage. Can Sapphire respond? Now we have ashleigh, quick pop into the middle. Jules, long clear down the other end. It's offline though, and Maggie is back in time to shepherd it out to safety. Jade is going to make the stop, but it is only going to go as far as the blue corner. Sapphire need this to move to the other end to have a chance in this final game. Now Jade is going to try to keep up, but Pulse Clan are going to ground it. That is a successful reverse sweep, the second that Pulse Clan have had against the Sapphire squad, and we see their overall head-to-head jump up to 4-1 in Pulse Clan's favor. All right, that is going to do it for week number 1 in Women's Weekly for the month of June. Pulse extending their victorious run from the month of May and taking the first win. We have seen them be champions many times before. Sapphire can't seem to get quite a read on them to close out the series, but hopefully we see a lot more good matches in the future. That is going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one.